How does the location affect the taste of the whiskey?
Oh, it has a huge big influence. You've got the terroir going on there, so you get the DNA. You need the DNA of where it's from. We're right on the north coast, so we're coastal. You've got that, that sea complexity. You've got that brininess. You've got the kind of walk on the beach. The cask that we're using, it's very much important to the style of cask that we're using. That balances with the characteristics of the spirit and also the place that it's from.
You don't have standard equipment, I believe, at your distillery. In what respects is it different, and how does that affect the final product?
We have very unusual equipment at Pulteney. It's not standard. You can categorise a lot of things into certain types of equipment, especially stills. You can have tulip, lamp glass, and then you've got Pulteney stills, which are very, very unusual. I don't think there's anything in the industry that comes, close to that. And that imparts, the oily, the big beefiness, the boldness coming in there. And then you make spirit. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that's leathery, beefy, very slightly sulphury. And a good choice of oak, and these characteristics take on butterscotch and coconut. So the stills have a huge, big importance, role to play at Pulteney. We've got a flat top, we don't have a swan neck, so you're increasing reflux. And we also use worm tubs as well, which is unusual. There's about 115 distilleries in Scotland working at the moment, and there's only around about 15 or 16 using the old traditional way of condensing through a worm.
So how old is the equipment?
Oh, it's the original. It was 1826. But obviously it's been replaced, but it's the original style of stills back from the.
So the style is the same, but it's just.
Yeah, it's just the size has changed slightly. From the early 1900s we had smaller stills, but we increased the size, and it was the early 1900s I believe the hams.
When we talk about originality, I don't imagine there's a hell of a lot of turnover in your staff, given your remoteness. So there must be a lot of. Skills that are passed down, I trust.
I'm 30 years at Pulteney, and I think the youngest serving guy there is about 22 years. So there's not a big turnover.
And not 22 years old, but
22 years. 22 years service, yeah. So there's not a big, we're all kind of mid-50s, so there's not a big turnover in staff, and skills are refined a long time ago, and I think that comes out now. That's coming out now. These guys have been at it for a long time. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, it was a gold medal for the 12-year-old, was it?
We've won it was a 21-year-old. We won World's Best Whisky in 2012, and then 2 years ago for the World Whisky Awards with the vintage 1989, we won World's Best as well. So 2 times in my career I've won the World Cup.
That's saying something.
So I'm very, very happy about that. And it's not me; it's the guys too. I'm just the face of it.
How big a staff do you have?
On the distilling side, there's only 9 of us. But then we have people in the shop and the visitor centre. But the actual production side is only 9.
You grew up right beside the distillery, did you not?
I grew up in the back of the distillery, a place called Beverly Hills.
So it almost literally is in your DNA.
I walk. All day, my schooling days, I walk past the distillery. The water source that comes down to the distillery, and years ago I used to dam the Lade as a bairn. We used to just a bit of fun. We used to build dams to stop the water, and that's a big thing. Who's damming that water nowadays? Go up and break it down. But I literally used to do it, not thinking, many years later I'd be actually working in the distillery. So I grew up next to it.
And now it's so remote. Obviously, you're a lover of wind, and
we need the wind. Yeah, we need the wind.
And I guess you have some wind farms that have been built there recently. Piles of money have been poured into that.
Right. Yeah. Just offshore Wick at the present moment. I think they're building the biggest offshore wind farm in Europe, or ultimately it's going to be the biggest one. So they're building 84 offshore windmills in the first tranche, and then about another 270 or 280.
And I believe I read you just bought a retirement project.
I did.
Beside the Wick, the Castle of Wick.
Yeah, right on the coast, right on the cliff, looking out towards these windmills to the right there. So I'm expecting lots of wind.
Fantastic. And do you have a favorite of?
They're all my babies.
I know. You're picking a favorite child.
I kind of, it depends what time of day and what I'm having determines what one I'm going to drink. So, but I can't say I have a favourite. I like them all.
And if you're to talk about some of the tasting notes and aromas of each.
Okay, the 12, its maturation is 100% American oak. So it really
That's
kind of
the 12 here.
This is the 12 here, yeah. It typifies Wick in a glass. You've got that coastal expression on there. You've got that brininess. You've got nice sweet complexity to it as well. Citrus going through it. Honey.
Lovely copper honey color there too. That's
and you've got some banana on the background going through just on your palate. Soft and complex on your palate. And then we introduced a couple of years ago. We've got the Navigator,
Yes.
non-age stated. And this has had 2 styles of maturation. We've had roughly about 20% in European ex Oloroso cask and 80% in American oak as well. I got a lot of clementine, I get a lot of marmalade right on the front end, and then carrying through you've got vanilla, you've got nuts, you've got raisin, you've got that chocolatey aspect going on in the background. This is just carrying through. A different whiskey, but still you've got the DNA of Pulteney, you've still got that salty brininess too.
fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you very much.